Well, guess what? It's dropped again. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Chris Register here with Curri TV, and this is the Brevard County Real Estate Monthly Market Update. I'm giving you guys a data tracking the Brevard County real estate here, and May is out. So May's closed out. The months passed. We're in June right now. I have that data. I want to give that to you. First things first, let's go ahead and kick up the chart here with all the data we've been tracking since November. I'm not going to go through it all again and drag this out. We're just going to go ahead and we'll use April and compare April to May. But as you guys know, I've been giving you guys this update. You can look at this at the end of the video if you want to analyze yourself. Okay, so what did April do? April actually had homes selling quicker, days on market. Homes were going under contract quicker. It was 62 days on market. The difference between then and May, well, May's up a little bit, but not much. It's not going to make much of a difference. It's 66 days on market, so it's still very, very fast. Solds 750. I think it's at 784 now. I had 750 at the time, but there's still stuff closing because people are logging stuff in the MLS still, and just the overall data. For May, it's 711 right now, as I said. 711 single-family homes has closed. So what does that mean? Well, back last year, we were closing in the thousands for these last 2 months, April and May. They were closing in the thousands. They were now selling in the 700s. Now we're closing 700. And in May, we just closed 700. So we are closing less. However, this is what I wanted to point out. Single-family homes, I told you, is 2257 was the last update on how many active single-family homes there were, and I said that it's dropped. That's very low. Well, guess what? It's dropped again. There's 2,019 single-family homes now on the market. So if you think about that, what's happening? The inventory is dropping. It dropped again. It's now at 2,019 single-family homes. And last month, when I did it, it was at 2257. So what does that tell us? That tells us that if you think the prices are going to go down, especially for single-family, I mean, you need the inventory to increase. It's not, if the supply doesn't increase, the prices aren't going to go down. I have buyers right now that are looking, and we're like, and I got some investors, they're looking for a second home and things like that. And I'm like, there's nothing really that they're looking. They don't see what they like yet. So I have buyers just sitting around waiting for more inventory, waiting for something that they really like. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. This is updates from obviously my personal experience and just in the data. Now, townhomes, condos, with this whole pandemic we've been going through, and obviously there's more stuff going now. That's a different buyer a lot of times, so there might be a lag. We're going to keep watching that, but I'm not getting as much love on some of the townhomes as usual. So I'm going to keep watching that. But there's obviously a smaller pool. There's not as much single family. But to watch the whole market, I just do single family. It helps me as a whole read this market. So this is just, I'm giving you guys the basics. I go in more depth, but I'm not going to throw it all on here and rack your guys' brains. The basics is that the inventory is dropping. Things are still selling at a very good pace in the 60s, 2 months, taking 2 months on average. Depends on the product of the home. If there's stuff that needs more work than others, which ones are going to sell a little bit quicker, so they take it on average. So the average is in the 60s, about 2 months. Inventory is dropping low, and even though we're selling less homes compared to last year for these last 2 months, it's probably because one, the pandemic and stuff, so it makes sense, but also. And obviously more than the pandemic, we got another thing going on with the riots and stuff. But besides that, there's less inventory. So if there's buyers that actually want to buy and they don't see what they want, well, then that's going to affect that there's not, So when you have more inventory, sometimes you increase this inventory. Yes, it can kind of sometimes pull down prices, but there's a time where it's like, oh, this is good because now there's more buy-in. There's more volume is what happens. The volume picks up. So the volume you can say is kind of dropped, and you're just like, well, there's less products, So just think about it. If you go to a car dealership and the car dealership only has 10 cars and buyers are showing up and it's not what they want, well, then you're not going to be selling a lot of cars because you don't have the products. You want to have a good amount available so you can have that volume. And right now the volume is obviously dropped, and for a good reason. The inventory has. So prices, they're going to still stay stable, pretty strong. So sellers, you guys are still in a strong position, especially single family. Okay, so that's the update. I want to give you guys that to you. I will see you guys next month, and we'll see what June has to offer. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.